Well, hello and welcome to my channel. You know, it's been a while since I've done a Scooby-Doo villain, and this is the season to get one done. Before me, I have the makings of the witch from Which Witch is Which? That episode, gosh, I don't know if I want to give it away who the villains were yet, maybe at the end with the unmasking. But a couple of villains robbed an armored car, sunk it in the swamp, and then couldn't find where they had left it. So they disguised themselves as a witch and a zombie, and they went through the swamp looking for this armored car. And in order to, I don't know how this makes sense, but in order not to attract unwanted attention, they disguised themselves as a witch and a zombie. Well, anyway, that is what I'm going to be doing today, is I'm going to be painting up the Which Witch is Which from Scooby-Doo. That's a pretty neat looking sculpt. This sculpt actually comes from Trucker Doug's toy box on Etsy. Same place I got my my haunted mask head. And a couple of items from Classic TV Toys. The first thing is the Yvonne body in gray. I'm going to use the gray body. This is the Hugo cape. This is the Druid. It's not the deluxe Druid cowl and cape. Or covering, what would you call this? I don't know, robe. It's not the deluxe robe. It's the regular Druid robe. I'm going to be using that. I'm going to be using a couple of boots. You know, Classic TV Toys also sells the boots, but I got these from a Star Trek figure that I got on clearance at Walmart, so I'm going to be using those. And with those items, I'm going to go ahead and put together a new Scooby-Doo figure for my collection, and hopefully I get to show off more of the gang. So I hope you stay tuned. It should be fun. I love doing Scooby-Doo villains. It's one of my favorite projects, and I'm really looking forward to this one. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my white paint, and I'm going to prime it. And the reason I'm going to use a white is because I want it to have like a little bright, cartoony look. So I'm going to go ahead and get it primed, and we'll get started. You know, now that I got it primed with my white paint, there's basically just three colors I'm going to be using. I'm going to use this white from Apple Barrel. I'm going to use this black from Apple Barrel and a granite gray, also from Apple Barrel. I'm going to start by painting the hat black. Oh, I will use a purple, I think. And I think there might be a little gold. But basically, it's just three colors. So I just want to keep it simple. Have a neat little figure that I can add to my collection. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on it either. I mean, you could actually spend tons of time on these heads. It's like, you know, you could go back and retouch things up. I do that sometimes, but most of the time, if I'm painting, I just get through it. You know, because I'm a perfectionist. I know it doesn't appear that way when I'm doing these videos. You know, you see me slap stuff on and just kind of get through it. But I'm kind of a perfectionist, and if I just sat and ruminated over it, you know, it would take me forever to make a figure, a custom figure. But you know, just being able to say, okay, that looks good. Let's leave it well enough alone, and because, you know, I'm not selling these or anything. They're just for my enjoyment. I mean, if I really mess up and I want to do something over, I'll do another head. I mean, these heads, I mean, they are kind of pricey, I guess. But if you're just looking at this from a standpoint of a hobby and just like having fun with it, they're not that bad. I mean, this head I think was like $17.99 plus tax, which, you know, is a little pricey, but, you know, it's manageable. It's not going to break the bank. And these little Apple Barrel paints are super cheap. I think they're still around, well, I know they're under $1. I'm going to see if I can do it exclusively with Apple Barrel paints, since I don't have to use any flesh color. And you notice I'm just using an old brush on this one. Secret is just kind of push into the brim right there. It's that little hat band. Oops. If I go a little bit into it, it's okay. I'm going to color this purple. So I'd like to keep the white just so it's like a bright purple. So try not to get it in there, but I mean, if you do, you do. And again, I'm just pushing into that band. Oops. That's better. Kind of like start at the band and pull forward. I think that might be the trick. And you notice I'm going to use a gray for the face. I think it was like maybe a greenish gray or a bluish gray in the cartoon, so I may have to add a little wash or something. But I do want it to match the body. Where's the body? See, I have this this color right here, granite gray, and you'll notice it's just a little darker. I mean, the body's just a little darker than this gray, so I can add some washes to it. I don't know if you were lucky enough to get the Scooby-doo collection from Figures Toy Company. You know, I didn't get it when it came out. I was foolish. I kind of like waited. But if you're lucky enough to have it, you know, these would make a nice addition to it. Or if you just like Scooby-Doo villains, it's a great way to collect them. Okay, it looks like that. Oops, I can't see. There you go. Looking good. All right, now I'm going to attack the face. Cover this. You know, I was taking a look at my gray paints, and this one right here, this is called Elephant Gray. Oops, I think that's going to look a little bit better. I think that's going to match the body just a little bit better. You can see that this one right here just is a little light. I don't know, they would both work, I think, but I think I'm going to go with the Elephant Gray. Because I don't know how much the washes will change the paint color. So might as well just have something that starts out a little bit more in line with what I'm doing. Looks like I might have to do a second coat on this too. Yeah, I managed to pick up the zombie while I was at it, so I got the zombie and the witch. Might do the zombie next week. Ooh, I guess it's important to get under the chin. Looking good. Now the last one is the white. That's going to be the hair. And then I'm going to let it dry a little bit. Oh, yeah, okay, this is white. I thought it was antique white for a second. And I think it was a gold buckle on her head. Or silver. I think it was gold, though. I might just make mine gold. I don't care what color it is, actually. I need to switch brushes. This one's a little... it's poking out all over the place. Let me grab another brush. I decided to go with a little smaller one, so I could get underneath the hat. It looks like I missed some spots on the hat too. think I have the zombie around here somewhere. Let me see if I can pull it out. There we go. Oh my god, that's pretty cool, huh? That'll be next week. Okay. I think I'm going to let this one dry. I might come back and do another coat. But for right now, I think it's okay. I need to touch up underneath the hat. Grab that little brush while I'm thinking about it. I don't know if you saw that. I think my hand was covering things. But I'm just getting close to the hairline and dragging the brush across. Maybe you can see it here a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to let that dry and come back and do the little ribbon around the hat and the little gold buckle, and then we'll tackle the face. You know, maybe I can do the eyebrows. Let's see. No, I think I need to do a second coat on that gray. So I'll do it after I do the second coat. All right, I have this color here and it matches that coat pretty well. It's called Purple Pansy. And so I'm going to use that to color that little band that goes around the hat. Oh, it looks like I forgot to do the second coat on the top of the hat. I'll go back and do that. Let me get this purple pansy down. Oh no. Hoping it covers. Well, I can always go back and do a second coat. See, you want the color to maintain its brightness, so you've got to make sure that you don't get too much black that's on that band, because it's going to be hard to cover up. And I found out that the entire band is covered purple, including the top part. I'm thinking I might go against the grain and make it gold. I don't know, I just wanted to do something different. Okay, I'm going to paint the second coat on the top of the hat too. I'll let that dry and we'll come back and we'll do the eyebrows. But so far it's looking pretty good. I have this stuff, it's called Nullen's Oil, and this is a gloss. I'm going to try to see if it fits into the edges of the mouth and in the mouth, so I can get that kind of drawn look. Oops, if I can hold on to my brush. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of see if I can keep it into the little parts of the mouth that would naturally be drawn in. I think this is going to require a steady hand. Let me try adding in just a little bit more. And I'm not too worried if I get it outside of where I want it to be, because I can come back and I can do it like a dry brush afterwards. And use that dry brush to clean it up. So it's looking like I want it to. Let me get underneath the eyes. I think I went a little too crazy on the eyes though. Yeah, it looks pretty scary right now. I think once I do a dry brush on there, taking care of the raised areas, I should be okay. All right, I got my second coat of black on the hat and underneath it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean up those lines that I created because you can see they're a little, I mean, they look a little messy, right? So I'm gonna grab that gray paint that I'm using, the elephant gray. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tighten up those lines. So I'm going to use my smallest brush, and I'm just going to come through and I'm going to start filling in the areas that shouldn't have so much black to them. See, I'm just kind of like filling in the highlighted areas. Still probably going to have to do a second coat on this gray, but I wanted to check this out first and see how I could tighten up those lines. You want to maintain the darker colors in the creases of the face, like that. But you want to minimize the amount of exposure on the parts of the face that there shouldn't be any black. And that's just the thing with a wash. It usually seeps into the creases and the crevices. And so that's why it's a pretty good choice for this application. Now, if you don't have the gloss, it looks like I lost some of my gloss effect anyway. It's not a big deal. Even the regular Nolan's oil will work. But you can see that's already made a marked difference. Looks a lot cleaner. And then when I go back and paint the eyes, I think it's going to, you know, it's going to finally give that final appearance that I'm looking for. You know, where I have the eyes established and there's like a line drawing of the face. Still have to do the eyebrows. But you can see why I haven't done the eyebrows yet, because I'm going to be taking care of those rough lines. And I think that's probably as good as I'm going to get. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take care of that purple brim on the hat, because if you notice, it's not as bright as I want it to be. I want it to match that robe, so I'm going to take my dry brush. Oops, it's going to be this one right here, and I'm going to take my purple paint, purple pansy, and I think I'm going to squirt a little bit into my tray here. Looks like I haven't been keeping up with cleaning this. I'll just toss it in here. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the white, just to kind of brighten it up a little bit. Nothing too spectacular. I just want it like a shade whiter. I think that might be what I'm looking for. And now I'm going to I'm going to dry off my brush with my paper towel. I have a close-up right now, so that's why you just can't see everything. because I wanted to get the close-up of the face. And I'm simply just going to take my dry brush and run it over that purple. You know, it's, oh yeah, it looks like it's coming along. I really want this to kind of pop on those edges, because I looked online and the cartoon, it's purple. And I wanted to do it a gold, but I think I want it to be more like not cartoon accurate, but you know, more like the cartoon. That's what I got, something a little bit brighter than the original one. Really trying to show off or showcase those lines in the hat. I think I've done that. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry and I'm gonna come back and get the eyes done. Or let me take a look. Maybe I can do the eyes now. My little brush. Got my white paint here. And I'm just going to drop a little bit of white into the eye. And these eyes are so small. There's one. And you know, you really want a 2.0 brush for this. I mean, it's called a 2.0. I don't know what that means actually, but it was the smallest brush I could find over at Michael's. Oops, it's coming off of my stand. You know what, let me just take it off the stand. There's always one eye just doesn't look right, and that's this one over here. I think I've got it. So I'll let that dry and I'll come back and put in the irises. Oh, looks like I went a little too far. I might have to add a little bit more of my wash, but I gotta let it dry. All right, I'm gonna add some more Nullen's oil in the places where I went a little too far with the application of the gray paint. And here's that spot that I messed up. We have to go back and add a little bit more white to the eye, but I want to get this taken care of before I go too far. Let's see the mouth again. And anything else I missed. elephant gray. I'm gonna try to fix underneath the eye so that I can get ready to paint it white again. Man, that eye is a mess, isn't it? Okay, I'm gonna go back and paint the white. I think I've got it now. Gotta let it dry though. All right, I am gonna put some of my my Nolan's oil around the hair. I think that was something I missed. So let me take care of that real quickly. And you'll notice that I fixed that eye off camera too. It's just so hard to do it, like when you're behind this little camera over here. So I'm providing that border between the hair and the face using my Nolan's oil. You know, I just went back to the regular Nolan's oil instead of the gloss just because I realized that I'm going to be spray painting it with my flat clear coat, and I'm not going to have any gloss anyway, so I just went back to this stuff. The regular Nolan's oil. That way you don't have to get like 2 sets of Nolan's oil. I mean, it's good to have the gloss, don't get me wrong, but you don't need to have it. So that's how that's looking. And I decided to go with my Abaddon Black for the eyes and the eyebrow because I don't want to have to go back and do a couple of coats. I want to get this right the first time. So I'm using my Abaddon Black by Citadel, and it's going to be pretty easy, hopefully. I just need to get a dot. Then just get a dot in the same spot over on the other side. Okay. I'll have to go back and touch the eyelid. That looks pretty good. All right, now for the eyebrow. I don't see an eyebrow. Let me check online and see what this is supposed to look like. I'll be right back. Okay, it looks like it follows that brow, so I'm just going to dip my brush in and hope for the best. You know, let me take it off the stand. It'll be easier to work with. Okay, so I guess that works. Okay, let's see, what else do I need to do? I think I'm at a point where I just need to do some minor touch-ups and the hair. I got to touch up the hair. See where the that wash kind of seeped into the hairline. So let me take care of that on camera, and then I think I'm done. I think it's just a couple of minor things. Got the eyebrows. Let me take care of that hair real quick. And I think I'll be done with Witch. I don't want to mess up that line that I made. So that is the witch from Scooby-Doo. Yeah, you can see where I need to do a little touch up around that eye. But overall, I think she looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and get her touched up, sprayed with my matte clear coat, and get her dressed. And let's take a look at her. Well, my witch is finally done. And I think it came out super great. Look at that. You know, it has that cartoony appearance because we use that wash to kind of get into those lines so they look drawn, including the hair. I did have to go back and touch up the hair a little bit, and I also had to touch up the face. I had touched it up once before, but then I noticed I was missing a couple of spots. But yeah, the eye came out well. If you remember, the left-facing one was kind of like a little questionable, but I got that fixed. You know, that purple band on the hat really looks good. I think it's still a tad dark. I may go back and just make it a little bit more in line with the color of her cape. But everything came together really well. I did add a belt here. You'll notice that I cinched up the waist with a little plastic belt. That little plastic belt comes from Classic TV Toys. You know, I also got a couple of other accessories too. This little stick right here, this wand, came from an Avatar figure by Mego. And I don't know where I got that lantern from. I just had it in my box of junk. But a great looking figure. It's going to go really well with my Scooby-Doo stuff. You know, I'm looking forward to getting some more Scooby-Doo villains done. You know, I've got, of course, the zombie scheduled for next time, and also Captain Cutler later on in the month. So I'm going to round out the month of October with Captain Cutler and the zombie. I'd like to do some other ones. He has the specters or the phantoms. I didn't see those on his website, so it might be sold out for now. And he's got a couple of other things I'm going to be looking at. But so far, I'm really happy with my custom figures. I've got this one. I think I have. Let's see. I've got it right here. This is another one of his. The Rambling Ghost. This is a pretty cool one. I really enjoyed putting this guy together. So far, those are the two that I have from Trucker Doug's. And I'm really excited about getting some more. I mean, I love Scooby-Doo. I love the villains. They're just a lot of fun. Well, until next time, you guys, stay safe, be cool. You know, it's a spooky month, so be careful. Until next time, bye.